We got first quarter results from Rivian, and they weren't terrible, but they were challenging because this business is challenged. Wall Street likes a beat or a miss, and this was, I guess it was a miss. The revenues were just what Wall Street expected, $1.2 billion, but earnings per share, net income less than the Street expected. This business is struggling. It's selling some cars, sold over 13,000 cars, nearly 14,000 in the quarter, or cars, trucks, delivery vans, and so on. And revenues of $1.2 billion. That's great, except that when you lose $1.5 billion in the process, $1.2 billion doesn't help you very much. They saw a 49% increase in vehicle production, a 71% increase in deliveries compared to the same period last year. But when you look a little bit deeper into this business, some things are going great. They're the leader in electric vehicles over $70,000 per unit. Take that, Tesla Model S. And the company did maintain their EV production forecast of 57,000 trucks, SUVs, and so on this year. The number didn't go up. I think someone on Wall Street had hoped that maybe they could do a little bit better. But guidance was the same. They're still retooling their giant factory in Normal, Illinois, one of the greatest names of a town in America. Please, in your comments, give me the name of a better town than that in this great country of ours. But reducing costs, trying to get quicker to their next important model. Now, this is the biggest maker of electric vehicles next to Tesla in the United States, but it's still not anywhere near profitability, and its survival's a challenge until they fix these problems. The solution, they think, is their R2. That's their mid-sized SUV that they completely changed their production plans, and like I mentioned, they're changing their factory in order to get the R2 out, to be followed, of course, by a mid-sized crossover called the R3 and the R3X. We'll worry about that kind of car when we see it, because right now these guys are just blowing through cash, and numbers didn't get any better in terms of that cash burn in the quarter. So when the stock reported these results, the stock was down 6% in after-hours trading. And for the year, kind of a rough year, down 24%, when the S&P 500 was up about 25% in the last year. Now, the CEO and founder, R.J. Caringe, was asked in the call, how the retooling is going, and are they really going to get this thing done in time before the company runs out of money? And here's what he had to say.
What's harder to measure in the numbers was just the ability to leverage the existing teams and the operations that we have in Normal. And those teams, it's taken us a lot of time. We've built strong teams, strong leadership, at the shop level. And I spend a lot of time at the plant, a lot of time on the floor with our team members, and that buildup of training capabilities, learning capabilities, leadership at the team leader, group leader, manager, and director level across the plant is something we'll now be able to leverage. And it takes not only risk out of the R2 timing, but allowed us to pull R2 into the first half of 2026. Now, there's not a single person within Rivian that isn't trying to find ways to pull R2 forward, but we would love to see R2 sooner. The amount of excitement for the product is palpable, notwithstanding the excitement that we all have for it on our own. But we also want to ensure that the product, when it hits the market, is exceptional.
So hands-on sounds good until the captain goes down with the ship. Yeah, I'm mixing metaphors, but I'm worried about this company. The cars look cool. The trucks I've seen on the road look fantastic. I hear wonderful things, but this company is going to have to make some big changes to survive. We're going to have one number that tells you that story, summarizes this whole thing. The drill down earnings continues.
The drill down is brought to you by Futurum Group, where analysts, researchers, advisors, content creators, and marketing experts help business leaders anticipate and understand shifts in their industries and build strategies to leverage disruptive innovation. With deep analysis, Futurum Group's extensive industry experience delivers reliable research and data, thought leadership, and actionable advice to help you with your strategy and go-to-market efforts. Futurum Group.
So just reported first quarter earnings from Rivian, and earnings, who am I kidding? These guys don't earn a dime. They sold a lot of cars and trucks to over nearly 14,000 in the quarter, and $1.2 billion in revenues, but $1.5 billion in losses. And that's not the big number, the bite, the drill down earnings bite, the one number that tells us a whole lot. This company ended the quarter with less than $6 billion in cash. Indeed, $5.979 billion in cash. that's only maybe 5-6 more quarters of losses at the current scale. That's something to worry about. All right, thanks for listening to Drill Down Earnings. Check me out on all the socials. Drill Down Earnings, part of 6.5 Media.